here's some advice for you. If you want to have a day out, off the cuff, and want to be surprised by it, don't charge your car up the night before. We've just had a phone call from my mum. She's going to a country park today and she's invited me along with the kids. And of course, I didn't plug the car in last night, stupidly. I know this happens all the time. I always plug it in, but I made a real conscious effort last night. I thought, well, Sarah's coming home today. We're not going to go anywhere. We're just going to have a quiet day. So I'm on 73%, which is showing 66 miles. That's obviously, that's why, because I took eco off, 70 miles. So going on that, I should be all right. It's about a 65-mile round trip, but I am going to go on motorways, and I have been driving just locally. So I'm going to plug it in now for a couple of minutes. Not that it will make much difference, and I think there's going to be a rapid today, but yeah, so a day out at Leap today, and we're off finally out of the house. Just rush. I'm trying to think of the best way of doing it. I can either go through the New Forest, which is a couple more miles but nothing to be worried about, and then I can kind of go a bit slower and might be able to make it there and back on the battery, or I can go dual carriageway motorways. I think I'm going to go on the motorway, and I think what I'm going to do is drive at maybe 60, 65 and see if I can eke this battery out. And I wonder if I can actually get there and back. We're not eke it. I'm 75%, 73 miles. So yeah, let's give it a go. Let's see what happens, see how far I can get. I'll tell you what, the EV gods were definitely shining down on me today. I followed Google Maps, which I often do. I find it an awful lot better than the Nissan sat nav. It took me along a bit of dual carriageway, and as we dropped on the motorway, it brought me off and took me through the back roads. On the dual carriageway, it was moving quite slowly, lots of big vehicles I could get behind, and then most of it was 50 mile an hour, the speed limit. So I've arrived here on 45% with 47 miles on the gasometer. It's what, 30, just over 30 miles to get home. So I'm going to do it, no problem. I might get the low battery warning on the way back, but I regularly get that. That's not an issue. So let's go and enjoy the country park. I know, same as ours. Well, that was a lovely walk all up there. I'd forgotten that's where the D-Day landings, they started. That's what all that was along there. I couldn't talk much because the wind was whistling through. You wouldn't have heard anything. So we're actually now going to go back to Mum's place, which is about 17 miles away. So we get a nice drive through the New Forest, but I am going to have to plug in when I get there. So hopefully we'll have enough charge to then get on home again, which shouldn't be a problem. But as you've seen in this car park, there's a red Nissan Leaf, and I've also just seen over there, there's a Model S. What are you doing?
Carrot picking!
Ah, they're massive!
See if you can find another one like that. Try again, see if you can get another big one.
Whoa!
Whoa!
It's got a baby one attached to it.
Oh, that's one be dead.
How's that?
See ya.
Well, that's it. We're home. Sarah is now home, thank goodness. The kids are heading off up to bed, and that's the end of a kind of a a real impromptu day. It's been brilliant. I had no intention today of doing anything. I had no intention of filming anything. We were going to have a quiet day, wait for Sarah to come home and just kind of get sorted. Off the back of it, one text and we've had a lovely day out, visited some lovely places, driven quite a long way, even though the car wasn't fully charged. And I think it's kind of an impromptu day has made an impromptu vlog about the fact that range anxiety, I had none of it today, and I don't know at what point that's left me. I've had the Leaf for over 2 years now. For those that don't know, it's only the 24 kilowatt hour one, so it was one of the original, I guess like the second generation ones. I don't know where that whole kind of range anxiety thing left me. I never really had it that badly, but was always concerned about it. Today, went to the car, I didn't forget to plug it in last night. I made the choice not to plug it in last night, thinking that I wasn't going to do anything today, and all of a sudden I had I think it was like a 60-mile round trip before I tagged on the extra trip to my mum's house and back again. So it went completely without any issues. At no point did I think I'm not going to make it anywhere. Charging up, in fact charging it was more easy than it would have been if I had to put petrol in, because the only petrol station I passed today, because it was all quite rural, it's a Sunday, the only petrol station I passed, it was shut. So if I had gone out this morning with a car that I hadn't bothered filling up with petrol, I couldn't have done the trip today. I would have had to probably go off on a big detour just to go and find a petrol station, and it actually would have cost me more time, and I would have spent less time doing the fun things. As it was today, I knew I could get there, I knew I could then potentially get home. If I couldn't, there's eco-tricity charges en route, so it wouldn't have caused me a problem. Having then decided whilst we were there, let's go back to my mum's house, we were invited back for dinner. Well, I knew I could get there, that wasn't going to be a problem, and I knew that we were going to be there for a few hours, and I could just plug in there. It was so simple, and even if those other things weren't available, I could have pulled into any one of those garden centres that I passed today, and I'm absolutely positive they would have let me just plug in while I went and had a coffee in their coffee shop. Just give me enough just to get on to the next leg of my journey. So there was no range anxiety at all, and these people that talk about, you know, EVs, I need 200 plus miles, otherwise what's the point in having it? Well, I've just proved it today. I had, I can't remember now, was it 60 miles on the guessometer, maybe a little bit more when I got in. I've had a whole day out, and that whole day out has cost me nothing. If I had to fill up the petrol tank and all the other bits and pieces, it's going to cost me loads of money. We've had a lovely day, completely impromptu, without any worry whatsoever. Why do you need 200 plus miles? Now don't get me wrong, I want a car with 200 plus miles as an EV, and that is pretty much becoming like the benchmark for everyone, and that's what we're all going to have. So I'm not saying we don't need them and we don't want them, but I've just proved today I'm probably what is more or less the car with the smallest battery on the market today. You can have a lovely day out without any concern at all, and the infrastructure is around you that you can charge up wherever you go. So yeah, an impromptu day, a lovely day out, and kind of proof that EVs, they've evolved to a point now where you have nothing to worry about. So that's it for today, my little impromptu vlog for the day. If you've enjoyed it, like it and share it, and if you don't do so already, subscribe to the channel. And you can also find me on, where am I? I'm on Twitter, at EVOpinion, and on Instagram. So have a look there, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!